Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. Hopefully you're all doing well. Today I wanted to talk to you about closure. Sometimes, unfortunately, relationships, whether they are just friendships, job arrangements, or romantic relationships, will end without much notification, so it'll be unexpected, and a lot of times without any explanation or reason. And that leaves us feeling like we can't move forward in other relationships or jobs without knowing why things ended the way that they did. And unfortunately, it's not fair, but there are a lot of times where you just won't get that answer that you so desire. So today, I just want to talk to you about some tips on how to move forward. And I know that some of these will sound like blaming yourself for what happened, or victim shaming, or any other negative label that can be applied. But these are things that I have used in the past, and they have helped, because what you don't want to do is find yourself feeling like a victim to someone else who has all of the power, leaving you with none. So the first tip that I want to share is just accepting what happened. At first, you may believe that maybe it's not real. Maybe, this is a joke, or they're confused, or that they'll give you the closure at some point in the future. But the reality is, sometimes things really are just final. And I've been on the other side of this a lot with people who are looking for jobs and having to be the one to tell them that they have not been selected. And sometimes it's just that a better candidate was selected for the position, and they don't always have the exact reason for why they weren't the best candidate. So sometimes you just have to accept the reality that the situation is over and you have to move on, and that disinterest is enough feedback. So you don't want to be becoming someone for the likes of someone else. You want to be able to be yourself, be the person that God made you to be. And if you're not for a particular person or organization, you're just not. And the people that are for you, you will find. And if for some reason you don't get feedback on why you aren't the person for that company or friendship or relationship, and they don't give you any feedback, then do you really want feedback from someone who has treated you that way, from someone who doesn't have the courtesy or the humanity or emotional intelligence to share with you why they decided to move in the direction that they decided to move in? Most likely not, because they need help and they need feedback as well. So don't allow them to be the one to decide ways that you could have done better or you could have improved, because they're just humans, just like you are. The other thing that I wanted to share is that this is not to blame yourself, but try to reflect on the signs that the relationship wasn't right for you. Reflect on the things that maybe you missed or didn't pay enough attention to during the process of the relationship, that could have given you some indication that things were not going to work out. Maybe also focus on boundaries that you did not set for yourself, or boundaries that you allowed the company or the other person to cross because you wanted it so bad. And again, this is not to blame yourself, but these are reflections that'll help you take your power back in the situation. So if you are just thinking about why did they do this? Why did they decide that? You'll never know. All you will know is what you did and what you decided and why you moved the way that you moved. That is the only thing that you have control over, and that's the only part that you have knowledge over. So if you're wallowing in why for the other side, it's not going to be fruitful unless you beg for a response from them, and you still may not get it. And so this is one way to keep your sanity and your power in the situation. Another thing you can do is focus on what you learned from the situation, about people, about life, about yourself. So You can focus on, how sad you are and how unfortunate it is, which is valid. Give yourself that space to grieve, but also think about how you can move forward in a fruitful way. So, did you learn that you need more boundaries? Did you learn that there are signs that tend to result in a particular outcome? So, how can you grow from this? What did you learn about yourself, people, and life? And then the other thing that I want to share is that sometimes we have to remember that we're not perfect. Yes, this person may have hurt you or this company may have hurt you, but remember that there are times when you have hurt other people intentionally or unintentionally. I like to think that I've never hurt anyone intentionally, but we're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all do things out of self-interest that are not in the best interest of other people sometimes. And we all want to do better in that area. We want to be more selfless and more conscious of the ways that we impact other people. But the reality is, we all hurt other people at some point or another, unfortunately. So when you give yourself that grace and that space to grow and become a better person, we also have to give that to other people. And also remember that whenever you have done something negatively to someone else, you have done it to God first. And the person who's hurting you, they've done it to God first. And God is going to be the one to ultimately, decide the outcome, the reaction to whatever action has happened. And ultimately, he forgives us. If you have accepted Christ as your Savior, as the atonement for all of the sins that you have done, ultimately against God, because it's impossible for us not to sin. And we sin against God all the time, every single day. And he forgives us over and over and over again. So we don't want to hold things against ourselves, and we don't want to hold things against other people, because it's forgiven. And we have to just find peace in that and know that it's going to be okay. That's my motto right now. It's going to be okay. So I hope this helped you. I don't know what you're going through, but if you are looking for closure, you unfortunately may not get it from the person that you want it from, but you have to give it to yourself. You have to give the closure to yourself. Accept what happened. Let all of the reasons why it happened flow through your brain, and know it could be any one of these. It could be something else. But at the end of the day, that person or that company decided to do something else. And whatever is not for you, just believe that there's going to be something better that is for you. All right. That's all I have to say. Hope you all have a lovely day. See you next time.